Thank you. Hello, and welcome to. I believe this is the third final match of round one. We have Civ versus Zoltorion. Um, so yeah, we will be starting momentarily. Taiga is running a little bit late on comms. Uh, so we will be waiting for him for. I think he should be on in about 2 minutes. If not, we'll just start then. Uh, so just sit tight, and we will be on our way shortly. Civ, do you prefer like CYV or like is just Civ fine? I mean, you told me that I said it fine, but all right, great. So Taiga is hopefully coming soon, but I'm just gonna send the runners off to start now. So we will be starting in just a moment. And Zoltorion is off, and I believe Civ should be going off very shortly. And there we go. All right, so timers are going to be a little bit desynced here at the start, but Zoltorion is leading the charge. Here at the start, we are going to be seeing the runners do this technique with their pogos. This is called neutral pogoing, which allows you to spend less time running due to it being faster than walking normally. The reason why it's called neutral pogos is because when you land, you are not holding anything or holding neutral, and that just prevents the end lag from the pogo from sticking you in place for an extra little bit. Civ will be running the key route and therefore is picking up the frayed rosary string. The key route is a route that runners use to skip a large portion of the game. They skip an arena in Shellwood, an arena in Greymore, they skip the Lace 1 boss fight, and they skip the Moorwing boss fight. However, they also skip Cloak, which makes it a little bit harder for the runners to do stuff in Act 2. And we have Taiga. Welcome in, Taiga.
Hello.
So coming into Moss Mother, we are going to be seeing both runners stick Moss Mother in the corner just for consistent DPS.
Do we know what route our runners are running?
Civ is running Key Route, and Zoltorion should be running Cloak Bells.
All right, thank you.
We do have a difference of 10 minutes in PB, so it will be an uphill battle for Zoltorion.
What are the odds we see a 52 during tournament?
I would say the odds are fairly low, but Civ does have the skill to get one. So the trick that both runners just performed is Beastfly Pogo. We lure a Beastfly from the lower section of the room and put it in a position for us to Pogo up and skip a short arena and a long walk around the Marrow.
It's always awesome being able to see how much practice, like visually being able to see how much practice our runners are putting in to these runs. It
Yeah,
is
a
so
very
impressive.
clean, yeah, very clean face skip from both runners. Anyway, coming through the marrow here, we will be seeing a slightly different route from Civ compared to Zoltorion. Key route has to go up in one of the rooms that Zoltorion just went through in. It is this room here. And the reason is to open a small shortcut for the way back when they run through this with Swift Step. Anyway, finishing up the ant arena here. Zoltorion will be getting Swift Step and be using it to go to Lace 1.
So the person who just asked in chat, Civ is currently running Key Route, and Zoltorion is running Cloakful Bells. We will be seeing Zoltorion enter Lace here, and we will be seeing him go for dunks just like that. That does more damage than we can physically do while she is staggered, and it allows us to get extremely quick kills on her. And as that is going on, we will be seeing Civ go back through the marrow, looking for rosaries to buy the key.
I do believe Civ is a little low on rosaries, considering they usually skip the one pilgrim that Civ just got.
Yeah, I think some of the rosaries from the rosary rock fell into the spikes, sadly.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You will have 5 extra.
Oh wow, Zoltorion is 1 HP here.
We'll be finishing this vine gathering, though.
And that will be a 1440 Wormways entrance for Civ. That is insane. Very clean hitting that Wormway skip first try there.
Zoltorion, unfortunately, barely missing Cloakless 2 times in a row now. Will unfortunately take a death instead of taking the safe way.
Zoltorion does end up getting it though. Very, very nice. As Civ is going up to Claw now. Looks like we will be seeing a sub 18 Claw, which I think might be the first of the tournament. I'm unsure what Delta got, but insane nonetheless.
And as he goes up to Claw, he will be performing a skip we call Garama skip, which is done by luring a flower enemy over to the wall and then using it to pogo up a ledge, therefore skipping the Sister Splinter boss fight. Zoltorion making his way into Greymoor and heading over toward probably one of the hardest skips for Bell's Route runners to perform.
Yeah, this skip is definitely the reason a lot of people have swapped off of Bells. It is very, very difficult. But Civ will be making their way into the Bellheart, upper Bellheart here, making their way over to Widow. Absolutely insane claw time of 1705.
And very nice backup for Zoltorion on the cross skip. Civ absolutely destroying that first phase of Widow. Expertly dodging every attack.
Goodness. And that will be Needle in for Civ as Zoltorion is making his way down to Morway. Looks like Civ has around, how many minutes? Probably like 3-4 minute lead. Maybe more. Shows how insane Key Route is. Very, very nice Morway.
Nesvir.
Anyway, Civ exiting out of the right side of Bellheart, going on his way to the mist.
As Zoltorion is making his way up to Claw. So it does look like Civ has around a 3-minute lead here. 4-minute lead. So I was right on that. Absolutely insane how overpowered Keyrout is.
We could look to time the Act 2 entrances, but they will be a little bit different. So maybe we should look into time and cogwork dancers entries.
Well, going off of Claw, it does seem like Zoltorion is 6 minutes behind. But you do have to remember that Civ is cloakless, so there are a lot of choke points.
Yeah, 6 minutes is already quite a large deficit. However, it does not look like Zoltorion has choked much other than missing Healus 4 times. Civ does seem to be on very, very good pace, though.
Yes, Civ is playing on a older patch. Keyroute and Flea Route both run on the release patch of the game.
And this is because a jump in the Underworks was patched out after the release patch of the game.
If only they waited one more patch.
What did you want from the patch afterward?
No double damage cogs. It hurts.
Yeah, that is very brutal.
Wow, insane knowledge of the mist here by Civ. Just sprinting off the edge and trusting. And Zoltorion will be finishing up Widow.
So I just pulled up both runners' streams in it, and Civ is actually ahead of his PB going into the mist.
By how much?
He was 5 seconds ahead, but got a bit of a slow mist and is now 5 seconds behind.
Goodness, the consistency is actually insane. But yeah, not much you can do about time loss in Mist. Mist kind of sucks.
Yeah, that is very much a point. It's very unfortunate for Zoltorion as well.
Very, very nice Phantom from Civ here.
And contrary to Civ, Zoltorion will be exiting Belhart to the left side to continue up to the Grand Gate to fight the last judge. Civ also coming up on the Act 2 starting cutscene, and will shortly be making his way into the Cogwork Dancers fight. Civ making his way very cleanly up toward the Cogwork Dancers. Meanwhile, Zoltorion is grabbing the final bell needed to access the Grand Gate.
And we will be seeing Civ enter Cogwork Dancers here as Zoltorion is going for PS2. Hopefully gets it first try. Ooh. Sadly does fail, but does have the backup.
Unfortunately, barely missing the backup, it seems. Going for it again, though. Luckily gets the wind assistance, and very nearly falling back down. Very slightly unfortunate wind timing there on the second wind burst. And Civ will finish up a beautiful Cogwork Dancers. And that will be a 31-33 Cogwork Dancers for Civ. Zoltorion coming up on the final phase of the last judge. We'll be taking a little bit of safety heal.
Very nice combat here from Zoltorion, using those pogos very well. Does finish up the last judge.
Meanwhile, Civ about to enter the first arena of Act 2. There are some very clean and satisfying strategies used for these arenas. As we can see with the very clean triple kill on the first wave. And another triple kill coming in on the fourth. Nebula will not be playing in this tournament as he did not sign up for it.
Yeah, sadly Nebula was busy, but we do have some amazing runners. Like the two you're watching right now.
It is a treat to be able to see runners across all skill levels competing against each other.
Definitely.
Zoltorion is officially in the Citadel now, which is very nice. Making his way up two dancers. Civ well into the Trobio fight though. And very nicely getting the stun out of the Scream.
Does look like Civ is getting some pretty bad RNG here. But does clean up the fight.
Zoltorion getting the Cogwork Dancers entrance 6 minutes behind Civ, it seems. Cleaning up that first phase nicely. Civ is grabbing the Clawline ability now. To do the attacks through an enemy, the pogos, or the Hunter Crest pogos at least, give a few iframes, and you can use those if you chain them with a dash directly after to do what we call a pogo dash through the enemy. Civ finishing off the Clawline Arena very quickly. Zoltorion will get a nice 37-45 exit out of Dancers. So it does look like Civ is going to be 6 minutes and 12 seconds ahead of Zoltorion. Civ coming up on getting his first of the 3 melodies needed. And Zoltorion entering the Whispering Vaults arena. Let's see if he can do it with the fast strats. Unfortunately missing the one hit, but will almost be getting the triple kill. Will be able to find a safety heal after being down to 1 HP. Unfortunately, back down to 1 HP. Hopefully you can find another.
They'll decide to use Soak Spear instead of grounding a heal, though. Definitely very risky.
Managing to find one, though. And will clean up that 4th wave nicely. And finishing off the arena with no further problems. Civ is making his way up to the Architect's Melody and is going for a very tight jump.
Very interesting strat from Civ. I've never seen anyone do that since, like, probably a couple months ago. I had no idea that was faster.
I believe it's because you skip farming silk for going through the small passageway.
That makes sense.
Zoltorion now finding his way to Trobio, getting a safety heal off. Meanwhile, Civ is getting his 2nd melody. very nicely finished Trovia from Zoltorion. It does not look like either of the runners are going to be grabbing the Trovia mirror. Civ going for God Pixel and finding it. The splits, I do have both of their splits open. Civ is about 30 seconds behind his PB, and Zoltorion, out of Dancers, was 4 seconds behind his PB. I do not believe, due to Civ's PB time, that it is possible for him to PB anymore, but for Zoltorion, it is still very much on the table.
But if Civ keeps going like this, we could see the first 53 of the tournament, I think. I don't think anyone else has gotten one yet. That would be insane.
Yeah, I think Delta got a 55. However, since checking last, it does seem that Civ is now only 15 seconds behind his PB. So it may be possible for us to see a small PB out of Civ. And rechecking on Zoltorion's stream, it does seem like he is still 4 seconds behind out of the Clawline Arena. Civ's PB was gotten fairly recently and has not been uploaded yet. I believe it is in the queue, though. Civ going for a heal instead of a spear. Very interesting. We'll be finishing off the last clapper.
That's fine.
Both runners on very good pace so far. And Civ will be dropping another 5 seconds further behind after High Halls Arena, so I do believe he will get a mid 53 time, assuming things go like his PB did. Zoltorion taking a very unfortunate dunk. Will opt to go for Cogwork Core on 3 HP. Meanwhile, Civ on his way up to Lace 2. One of my personal favorite fights in the entire game. Feels very fluid, and so far he is maneuvering it fine. Will be taking a safety heal though. He's now one shot, but does go for another heal.
Very, very nicely, Sue.
And does remember to actually speak with Lace at the end of the fight. Anyway, Zoltorion finishing up the Architect's Melody. He's going quite smoothly. And with that Lace, Civ will be coming out of Lace 2 25 seconds behind his PB. Very, very solid run from him. And he is very much on 53 pace right now. He has 15 seconds of wiggle room compared to his PB of a 255 Grandmother Silk. So we should be seeing our first 53 of the tournament. Can we get a few Silk Ds and Hollow Ds in chat for the GMS fight?
Yeah, very few people have gotten 53, so being able to do it in tournament is just actually absolutely insane. Extremely impressive.
It is definitely a very big accomplishment to be able to pull this off in a tournament setting. That will be phase 1 down of Grandmother Silk. And Zoltorion has taken 1 death in the Greymore Bell split to going for Healess 3 times and missing it. Lost him only about a minute. Civ unfortunately getting snared.
Is on 2 HP here.
And will be finding the GMS kill. That is a GG for Zoltorion. Or for Civ. And with a 53-42, that will be 23 seconds off of his PB in a tournament setting. Extremely impressive run from Civ. Very much GG's to him.
Oh, you PB'd 3 hours ago. Okay. That's why it's not in queue. That is insane.
Anyway, it's not quite over for Zoltorion, so we will be focusing on Zoltorion now. He is in the High Halls Arena on the final wave. Taking down the first clapper, but only down to 1 HP now. And finishing off the final one. I do believe if he didn't finish off the final clapper that he would have died to the slam attack that the clapper was preparing. But he is alive and on, I believe, PB pace for himself going into the final two fights.
Yes, I do believe Zoltorion is on PB pace at the moment. Unsure by how much.
I just checked his stream, and it looks like out of High Halls Arena, he is now 40 seconds ahead, golding his HHA by 27 seconds. I do believe you still need to get it verified, Civ.
Oh, it didn't record properly? That's so unlucky.
I do believe Tag is a verifier, but that is for him to answer.
Civ, if you submit this run, I can insta-verify this run, and then because of that, I can insta-verify your old run as well. If you want to submit that.
Toran taking a very unfortunate dunk, going down to 1 HP. Will be taking heal though. little bit of a sketchy lace too, but should be finishing her up momentarily.
I'm unsure if Scene will be running Barbed in the tournament, but let's go ahead and focus on our on Zoltorion right now. And Lace 2 having a very nice Lace 2. Sadly on 1 HP, but does get the heal. Yeah.
Down to 1 hit, barely dodging the parry. And I'm taking
Ooh.
a very, very unfortunate death. I do believe Lace was on maybe 3 or 4 hits left. He's looking at another little bit of a sketchy Lace too. And unfortunately taking another death.
Sadly does look like Zoltorion will be giving up in chat. Very unlucky. Very well played by both runners, though.
Anyway, now that is concluded, we are going to ask both runners to get into the waiting VC to be dragged in for the interview. GG's to both runners. Congratulations to Civ for a very solid 53-42. And Zoltorion for getting a very good pace going into Lace 2.
Steve, if you're unable to do an interview, that is perfectly fine.
Welcome in, Zoltorion. How are you doing?
Just had a PB and threw it away.
Very unfortunate. How was your mental throughout the rest of the run though? Were you looking at splits?
I was looking at the splits. I knew that I was on like a fine pace, but as I'm sure you probably saw some of, there was a lot of just like weird little movement things that I just messed up because of being nervous in the race environment. and that threw me off a bit, but I knew I was on a decent pace, and then that was like by far my best HHA in a run, and then I just spent like an hour or two practicing Lace 2 last night, and I had gotten better, but I still just am struggling to actually put the practice into practice in a run, I guess.
Well, it is very nice to see that you got a 27-second gold on the HHA. Does look like
Thanks.
Civ is struggling to find the BC a bit.
Hello, Civ.
Oh, hello. I struggled a bit.
You played absolutely amazing. Seeing a 53 in
thanks,
tournament
thanks.
is actually so
I didn't
impressive.
think I was gonna actually get a 53, but I think. Yeah, thanks. Well, let me okay. I was actually ahead of my PB going into Mist, but I fucked up at Mist. And it was horrible, but I'm pretty happy
what,
to be honest.
what was your miss in your PB?
Not that good. It was 128. Let me check. Yeah, 128. I'm very bad at Mist.
Yeah,
It's
no,
by far
Mr.
my
sucks.
worst split. Yeah, but I got 3 golds in this run.
That is insane.
Yeah, Trovio gold by like less than 0.1. But still gold.
Zoltorion, you definitely played well though. I won't lie. There were some moments that were definitely a little bit scary, especially there with the fourth chorus. But overall, you played very, very well. Definitely a very fun race to watch.
I actually went also for the one Pogo God Pixel. I wanted to do it in the race.
That is so hype.
Oh, you
I
did
haven't
the
seen it
God
even in
Pixel?
a normal run.
All right, well, if Cute Puppy or chat has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
I do not believe I have anything to ask.
Alrighty, well, that will be the end of stream then. Civ, congrats on moving to round 2. Can't wait to see what you'll do.
Yeah.
And Zoltorion, thank you for playing. Very much appreciate it.
Of course, it was fun. GG. It was a great excuse to practice more.
Yeah.
Well, we do have an interesting question from chat. How many eggs can fit in a size 12 pairs of sneakers? Oh, when is next match? Here, I can go check when is next match. I'm pretty sure it is on the 18th.
Mhm.
I think we have 2 matches on the 18th. Puppy, do you know if Skates match is being restreamed tomorrow?
I do believe I'm going to be restreaming it.
Awesome. Okay, so we do have a match tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST. It is Antoine versus Skate King. So yeah, make sure you turn in for that. That'll be a fun watch. But we are going to be ending stream here. Thank you so much for watching.
And we will see you later.